These are on the agenda for the first time. I understand that the minority would like to hold them over. Of course, any member may hold over nominations under our rules on the agenda the first time they're on the agenda. All three nominations will be held over for 1 week. Good morning, everybody, and thanks for being here. Last week, the committee held a 4-day hearing to consider Judge Gorsuch's nomination. He testified for 2 days and over 20 hours. Before the hearing started, we all knew how qualified the judge is. His resume speaks for itself. But last week, we got to see up close how thoughtful, how articulate, and how humble he is. He's clearly deeply committed to being fair and impartial judge, and he isn't willing to compromise the independence to win votes in the Senate. You put in to get us through those 4 days last week. Now to Senator Feinstein.
When the Judge Scalia passed away, it was on February the 13th of the year, and the president nominated someone who was very qualified, and that individual couldn't get a hearing, a meeting, or be considered. And so we look back in history, and I've heard a lot said about it, but I'd like to put in the record the list of justices confirmed in presidential election years before the election. And in fact, there were 14. And after the election, there were another 3. Woods, President Rutherford B. Hayes's in December of 1880. So you can imagine, perhaps, on our side, the depth of feeling that came about during this period of time. From March and April, there was plenty of time to handle a nominee. And yet the decision was made that President Obama would be denied his 4th year when 17 former presidents were not. President Rutherford B. Hayes's in December of 1880. So when you have this kind of dark money, you have reportedly 10 states targeted and millions spent. It creates a situation, I think, for a nominee that the people who spend this money by the tens of millions ought to think twice about. It may very well be counterproductive. And I just needed to say that, Mr. Chairman, and I thank you.
Meeting adjourned.
Okay.